defense got by at above-average quarterback play last year, and they still made the playoffs. You're going to upgrade that. You don't need to have perfect quarterback play for this team to go further than they did last year.
The comments from yesterday here on Unsportsmanlike, presented by Progressive Insurance. Go back on the app, wherever you find your podcasts, and listen to our comments about the Pittsburgh Steelers. TJ Watt's Instagram post of the deuces up, the peace out sign, kind of felt like yesterday. We're going on the road. Our show will be live from Green Bay for coverage of the NFL Draft beginning April 24th. That's brought to you by ZipRecruiter, GNC, and American Family Insurance. So, yes?
No, I'm just tripping because athletes always throw these tantrums and they post up on social media intimating that they're ready to leave the team. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden it gets walked back when the team announces that they've given them a brand new contract or a contract extension.
A check will do that.
Yeah, Myles Garrett did the same thing. Oh, I don't want to be here. I want to go somewhere where I can compete. Oh, I'll take this $40 million a year. Thank you very much.
Oh, $40 million? Let me unpack my bags.
I believe in the player for quarterback here with the Cleveland Browns. Said no one ever.
All of a sudden, he's super excited about the plan.
Yeah, said no one ever.
I realize, actually, now that you're saying this, what the plan was.
It's ridiculous.
You know why he was satisfied with the plan at quarterback? Because they made him the quarterback. He's paid the quarterback money, and he's the face of the franchise. And no wonder why he likes the plan.
Yeah, but
he's the quarterback.
But if the defensive end is the quarterback, I can tell you it's going to be hard for that team to win.
I agree with you.
They have no margin for error.
So yesterday, we started walking through the possibility of, could TJ Watt be a means to an end for the Pittsburgh Steelers? He's a Hall of Fame caliber player. He is someone that may want a new contract. They don't have a quarterback. Maybe possibly two things can happen here. Is that he gets his contract, but it's by another team. And then maybe that's how they go out and get another quarterback. We talked about Purdy. We talked about Trevor Lawrence. Chris Carlin, host of Bart and Carlin on ESPN New York, 880, beginning at 10 a.m., Monday through Friday, Eastern, had this to say about that possibility.
All right, I got to get up and walk around a little bit after that because that was utter crap in every single way. Are you kidding me? TJ Watt and the 21st pick for Brock Purdy? There is no chance that they're going to trade TJ Watt for two quarterbacks who are middle of the road. Middle of the road. That's what they are. Oh, my God.
Okay, so let's just say for argument's sake that Carlin is right about them being middle of the road. And let's do Purdy specifically because Lawrence has a no trade. So it's easier to project Purdy in this case.
Yeah, but would Trevor Lawrence waive his no trade to go to Pittsburgh?
Of course, but I don't know that Jacksonville would make that deal as much as I think that San Francisco would. Doesn't matter. Whatever. Either one you want to use. This is the most obvious statement any human has ever made on ESPN. But obviously it needs to be said. The 16th best quarterback in the league is significantly more valuable than a top 5 defender. It's not close. If you have as Carlin said, an average quarterback, the 16th best quarterback in the NFL is significantly more valuable when it comes to winning and losing games than a top 5 defensive player.
I'm still stuck on the part where he says you don't trade them for middle-of-the-road quarterbacks when both of those quarterbacks have won playoff games more recently than the Pittsburgh Steelers. T.J. Watt ain't never won a playoff game in his career. He won plenty of Defensive Player of the Years. He won plenty of sack titles, never won a playoff game. So what does that tell you about the value of the position relative to a quarterback?
Right.
If you think he's average, if you think he's above average, it's worth the swap. It's at least worth the conversation to see what comes of it. I don't think it should be off the board. Now, here's the deal. If you look at TJ Watt as a player that is integral, that is critical to your team's ability to maintain a culture, a standard of excellence, a baseline, then I can understand not wanting to move off of him. But then I would follow that up with asking the question of, how are you going to get a franchise quarterback? You tried to draft a guy a few years ago in the first round. That didn't work out. That dude is now on his, third team? I just don't know where the Pittsburgh Steelers turn for quarterback. They thought they were in on the Aaron Rodgers deal, and they still may well be. But there's a strong possibility that the draft is going to come and go, and we still not know where Aaron Rodgers is at. So if you're Pittsburgh, you can't just sit on your hands and wait around and hope a quarterback falls out of the sky. You got to have a plan, and why not consider using every asset that you can, including a guy that's angling for a huge new contract. Consider using him as a part of a trade package to get you your quarterback.
And even if their plan right now comes to fruition and it's Aaron Rodgers who's under center, that is a very temporary solution.
Yes.
That's not going to solve your problems next season. You're likely going to be in the same position that you've been these past few years where the carousel keeps going over and over and over again, and you're still looking for another veteran option who's out there on the market that you can plug in and hope that they can make a material difference. So as much as I would hate to move on from TJ Watt, who's amazing at his job and is a great Steeler, if I'm Pittsburgh, at some point, we have to hit the stop button on this quarterback carousel. At some point, we have to find somebody that's going to stabilize it, not only for now, but for the future.
Brock Purdy has been the starting quarterback in the NFL for 3 years. Last year, he didn't make the playoffs, okay? Brock Purdy has double the amount of playoff wins as Micah Parsons, TJ Watt, and Myles Garrett combined. Ha! An average quarterback, as our buddy Carlin says, is significantly more valuable than a top 5 defensive player in this league. And I'm sitting next to a Super Bowl champion who won with defense. And he has had no argument on this. You know why? Because he had much better than an average quarterback in Eli Manning. Now, they also talked about Purdy and Lawrence as unproven. This is Chris Carlin and Bart Scott, host of Bart and Carlin on ESPN New York.
So let's be clear. This is not about trading T.J. Watt. If you are going to trade T.J. Watt and you want to get a boatload of picks for the future, or you want to go get...
That's not a one-for-one, bro.
No. Or you want to get a real quarterback, that's fine. You cannot go and get him for Trevor Lawrence, who's already been paid a ridiculous amount of money, and you don't know if he's the guy, or Brock Purdy. You're not going to give up T.J. Watt to get Brock Purdy.
I need a Luka trade. It's got to be T.J. Watt for at minimum. It got to be T.J. Watt for Dak Prescott.
Well, that's interesting that you say that. In Pittsburgh, how do you think they'd react if they did that? This is trading one of the all-time great pass rushers ever, and a guy in that town that is, I would argue, more popular than Luka was in Dallas.
Oh, boy. All right. There's so much to digest here.
Man.
Oh, boy.
We went to crazy town so fast.
TJ Watt just became Reggie White and LT combined. This is unbelievable. We will respond to that after CC calms down. We all calm down to give you good news from ESPN Bets.
Oh, my God. I don't know where to start. The sports calendar is heating up, and with ESPN Bet Sportsbook, you can go from checking news and stats to placing bets in just a couple of taps. I don't know if you paid attention. J-Day yesterday, our guy Jason Day, finishing top 7 in the Masters after the first day. We told you to get in on it. If you did with the boost, you're sitting pretty right now. You can stream games, bet live, and get exclusive offers when you link your ESPN account on ESPN Bet. Right now, you can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 bet. Download ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. You got to be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.